Hi, Cam! So welcome to our second Spotlight night. You are going to see a scene from Macbeth, directed by Steve Boss. And we have three amazing actors tonight. May will be playing the role of Ross, Prince will be playing the role of Malcolm, and Isaiah will be playing the role of Macduff. We are filming this. Please stay quiet and respectful. We are outside, so it is a little bit harder to hear if you're talking amongst yourselves. So enjoy.
Let us seek out some desolate shade, so we may weep our sad bosoms empty.
Let us rather hold our mortal sword, and like good men, bestrive our downfallen nation. As new morn, new windows howl, new orphans cry, and new suffering strikes heaven on the face.
What you spoke of, it may be so perchance that this tyrant, whose sole name blisters our tongue, was once though honest. You've loved him well. He have not touched you yet.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. That's which my thoughts cannot transpose.
I have lost my hopes.
Why in that rawness left you wife and child? Those precious motives, without leave taking? You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Bleed, bleed, poor country. Lay thy bases sure, but for goodness dare not check. I will not be the villain thou thinkest, for all the territory in that tyrant's grasp.
Be not offended. I speak not in absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yokes. It weeps, it bleeds, and each day new gashes added to her wounds. Yet my poor country shall have more vices than it had before, and by him thou shouldst deceive.
What should he be?
It is myself, I mean, and whom I know. All the particulars of vice is so grafted that when they shall be opened, evil Macbeth will seem as pure snow.
Not in all the legions of horrid hells can come a devil more damned in evils to top Macbeth.
I grant him bloody, luxurious, avaricious, false, deceitful, sudden, malicious, smacking of every sin that has a name. But there's no bottom, none, in my voluptuousness and desire.
Boundless intemperance in nature is a tyranny. It hath been the ultimately emptying of the happy throne and the fall of many kings. But fear not yet, we have dames willing, and there can be no vulture in you to devour so many.
With this there grows a stanchious advice that, were I king, I should cut off the nobles for their land, desire his jewels in this other's house, and my more having would be as a sauce to make my hunger more, that I should forge quarrels unjust against the good and loyal.
This avarice sticks deeper, grows with more pronatious root than the summer's seeming lust. It hath been the sword of our slain king. But fear again. Scotland hath many foisons to fill up your will.
I have none of the king's becoming graces, as justice, mercy, temperance, stableness, devotion, patience, courage, fortitude. Nay, had I power, I should confound all unity on earth. Is such a one be fit to govern? Speak!
Fit to govern? No, not to live. O nations miserable, these evils thou repeats upon thyself have banished me from my Scotland. My hope ends here.
Macduff! This noble passion hath from my soul reconciled my thoughts into thy good truth and honor. Devilish Macbeth by many of these trains have sought to win me into his power. And modest wisdom plucks me from over credulous haste. But God above, I point myself to thy direction, and unspeak mine own detraction. Here adjure the taints and blames I laid upon myself. What I am truly is thine and my poor country to command. Old Seaward with 10,000 warlike men already at a point was setting forth. Now, wheel together. Why are you silent?
So many welcome and unwelcome things at once. 'Tis hard to reconcile. See, who comes there?
My countrymen, but yet I know not.
Oh, my ever gentle cousin. Come hither.
I know him now. Good God! The times remove the things that make us strangers.
Sir, amen.
Stand Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country, it cannot be called our mother, but our grave, where nothing but sighs and groans and shrieks that rend the air are made, not marked, where violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy.
How does my wife?
Why, well.
And my children?
Well, too.
So the tyrant has not died at their peace?
No, they were well at peace when I did leave 'em.
I saw the tyrant's power afoot. Now is the time of help. Your eye in Scotland would create soldiers. Make our women fight.
Be it their comfort, we are coming hither. Gracious England have lent us good seaward and 10,000 men.
Would I could answer this comfort with the like.
But what concern they? Some general cause? Or is it some fee grief due to some single breast?
No mind that's honest, but in it shares some woe, though the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, then keep it not from me. Quickly let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever.
Hum, I guess at it!
Your castle is surprised, your wife and babes savagely slaughtered.
Merciful heaven! Give sorrow words that grief does not speak. Whispers the o'er-fraught heart and bids it break.
My children too.
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
My wife killed too.
I have said,
Be comforted. Let us make medicines of our great revenge.
He has no children. All my pretty ones. Did you say all? Oh, hell kite, all!
Dispute it like a man!
I will do so! But I must also first feel it as a man. I cannot but remember when such things were so precious to me. Did heaven look on and not take part?
Let this be the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Let not the heart enrage it.
Bring me thy fiend of Scotland, and put him within my sword's length. If he escape, heaven forgive him too.
Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day. That's the army right there. Oh, we got a bell.
Hello, Matt! Hello, everybody! Welcome to Elsinore Castle. Who knows where that is?
Oh, I know that.
Where is it?
Salem.
No! It's true, but it's not Salem now. Where are we now? Denmark! Of course, this is where Hamlet's from, right? Oh, what do you know about Hamlet? Is it a comedy?
That's where we are.
What does that mean? Yeah, true. Well, we have two fine actors, Everett and Juliet. Everett, of course, is Hamlet. Juliet is Ophelia. And this is a famous scene with perhaps the most famous words on the planet. Is that hyperbole? No. Everybody has heard this. Are you ready for Hamlet?
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them. To die, to sleep, no more. And by sleep, to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation of our bewitched. To die, to sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub, for in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause.
good my lord, how does your honor for this many a day?
I humbly thank you. Well, well, well.
My lord, I have remembrances of yours. Pray you now receive them.
No, not I. I never gave you aught.
My honored lord, you know right well you did. With the words, sweet breath composed, has made the things more rich, their perfume lost. Now take these again, for to the noble mind, rich gifts wax poor, givers through and kind. There, my lord.
Are you honest?
My lord?
Are you fair?
What means your lordship?
That if you be honest and fair, your honesty should admit no discourse to your beauty.
Good beauty, my lord, better commerce, and with honesty.
Aye, truly, for beauty will sooner transform honesty from what it is to a bawd. This was sometime a paradox, but now time gives it proof. I did love you once.
Indeed, my lord. You made me believe so.
You should not have believed me. I loved you not.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery! Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I myself am different, honest. But yet I could accuse me that it were better my mother had not borne me. What should such fellows as I do, crawling between earth and heaven? We are errant knaves all. Go thy ways to a nunnery. Farewell. Where is your father?
At home, my lord?
Let the doors be shut upon him that he may play the fool. Nowhere but in his own house. Farewell.
Oh, sweet heaven, save him.
If thou dost marry, let me give you this blade for thy dowry. Be thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow. Thou shalt not escape calumny. Get thee to a nunnery. Farewell. Or, if thou wilt needs marry a fool. For wise men know well enough what monsters you make of them. To a nunnery, go! And quickly too. Farewell.
Heavenly powers, save him.
I've heard of your paintings too. Well enough. God hath given you one face and you make yourselves another. You jig, you amble, and you lisp. You nickname God's creatures and make your wantonness your ignorance. I'll no more on it. It hath made me mad. I say, we will have no more marriages. Those that are married already, all but one, shall live. The rest shall keep as they are. To a nunnery. Go. Farewell.
Oh, what a noble mind is Walkaround. The courtier, scholar, soldier, eye, tongue, sword. The expectancy, rose, fair state. The glass of fashion, mold, form. The observed, all observers, quite crowned. I have ladies most jacked, wretched, that suck the honey of his music vows. The most noble and sovereign reason, like sweet bells tangled, out of tune. Hark.
Director here at YMA. Welcome to our show. On this board right here we have oracle cards that the artist created. Those cards were used as inspiration for our extravaganza day, which is a really lovely experience. The kids get to group together with different disciplines, and with their visual arts cards, their oracle cards, the rest of the camp came up with a very short theatrical performance. There are also poetry cards on this wall. The poetry cards are used for a tree that the visual arts students respond to the art for. So the creative writing students also make poems, and creative students make art in response. In this hallway, we have visual arts sketchbooks, and so these are always really loved each year. People really enjoy seeing what the creative art students are making. Visual art students are so awesome. They're constantly, getting their inspiration out on paper, and it's just a nice opportunity to kind of experience what is going on in their minds. Some of them are interactive, and some of them are meant to only be seen on one page or spread. This was a really cute addition this year. One of our students thought it would be a sweet idea to make miniature portraits of all of our students. So this is really cool. A great way to kind of give people an idea of the artist behind the scenes. In the gallery, we have a lot of amazing work this year. Our visual art students made some screen printing designs, and this shows you sort of the process that they went through. On paper you can see their ideas sketched out. In the hoops are where they created the resist so that when they went to print their designs, only ink fell through or was pressed through kind of the cleared out areas. And this was a really awesome opportunity to learn about the different kinds of brands and products that could be used to create something like this. So really, really awesome opportunity for them. We focused on paper mache this year as well. They had full open choice on what they created, and the variety was really exciting. We've got things hung from the ceiling on podiums, and the artists got to choose how to display them, which was a great opportunity for them to learn about an exhibition space, what makes a gallery flow, and how to encourage people to ask questions about what it is that they focused on the last 2 weeks. On this wall, we have shadow boxes or tunnel boxes. These all have fairy lights in them, so they're interactive in that way. They learned about depth of space and layering, and the artists were asked to bring an object for inspiration to either incorporate physically into their design or to use as a muse. So all of these boxes are very personal to the artists. At nighttime, it looks really cool with the lights on. Some of our artists chose to make masks as their paper mache designs, so you may recognize this character Hornet, and we wanted to incorporate it in the show in a more meaningful way to campers. Thank you. So I hope that you enjoy what you're seeing. I'm really proud of the artists this year. This was a really special group, and they have a special place in my heart. So I'm gonna miss them. I'm really proud of them. Oh, we also have these wire sculptures. I forgot to tell you. Yeah, these were inspired by Ruth Asawa. So they got to learn how to weave in maybe a knitting way or crocheting way. And they kind of just went with it and made some really interesting sculptures. So sculpture heavy, but really, really great this year. So yeah, thank you.
This is the tech gallery, which shows examples of the props and materials that were created for use on the stage. For the musical theater, for example, the signs that they used, hung from the bars on the stage to add some color to the performances. For Macbeth, they made props for swords and a goblet, and of course a way to attach a sword to the actors. For other performances, they did drawings and created examples of a set that they were going to create. This is the pocket watch from from the fantasy musical that was made up.
Yes.
This is props that were made for Hadestown, and many drawings that were used to describe what they were going to make. Here's another example of the Hamlet material that they created and then actually generated. And for Almost Maine, they created some interesting props, including a clothesline. For the witch show, the witch speaking part, they created a broom and other props that were used by the actors, as well as the signs for a musical theater moment, and lots of good stuff. And speaking of kids, these people look familiar. I think this is the tech crew that helped to make all of this stuff. Yay, did you have a good time this year? Yeah. Yeah, good. It's good to see all of your hard work on display here now. Unfortunately, we can't eat the cookies, or we wouldn't enjoy them if we did, right? Alrighty, thanks, bye.
Hi, Kim. Hi, Kenzie. All right, you guys are our first group. I'm excited. All right, so I am with one half of the creative writing team. We're gonna read you guys our pieces, and they're feeling really excited, and so let's just make sure that we do snaps and that we listen closely. It's all about the language that we're using. All right, here we go.
Hello, I'm Xander Weber, and I'll be reading my poem called Loss of Words. Maybe you'll cut your brown hair again, shorter this time, because you hate it when your curls drape over your freckled shoulders. And you'll wear your ebony sleeves all year, even in the blistering heat, for reasons you can't explain to any of your friends. Because time is jumping into your father's arms for the last time before he leaves again. The smell of sweat and long car rides, and moving around, leaving old friends behind over and over. And begging that summer starts, for not to jump in cold, refreshing cerulean seas, but to rot, alone in your dimly lit room, the music blasting so loud your parents can't hear you cry your stifled tears, dripping down onto the carpeted floor. And you'll say that you're just tired, that you're getting better, even if you aren't, just so they'll stop asking.
Hi, I'm Emmy Young, and this is my poem, Your Love is Like a Grapefruit. Your love is like a grapefruit, though I can't remember how a grapefruit tastes. Lips pucker around pulp, a stinging sour maybe. Erica said eating a grapefruit would make the weight of my teeter-totter mind uneven. One side would drop abruptly into old, bumpy sidewalks. Your love is your faint smile against my lips. The daisy chains in your eyes feel like the first taste. Sometimes bitter, dissolving into rich molasses. Feels like long sunny days where I'd eat grapefruits. The flowers and I would be content. Erica said if I did, seeds would get caught in my throat. So I won't eat grapefruits, and I won't remember the bitter sweetness, but I'll taste it from your love.
I'm Parker, and this is called Puddle Poem. I am a grass-soaked puddle, stormed and stepped in, passed over as the crush of your body molds me into mud. I am a grass-soaked puddle, I fill up and splash out, a dip into earth's green holds me. I am an ocean of opportunity. Of actuality, I am a grass-soaked puddle, I sigh in wind, simmer in cold, until peach sun rises to drown me drained. Until grass dries cold and waters seep stills, I am a grass-soaked puddle.
Hi, my name is Emmy, and this piece is called Home. Home is an orange cat sitting at the top of my head early in the morning. Mint green walls, bright white trim, and a full backyard with room for me and my sister to play until late. There are sweet wild blueberries in the cool shadows of bamboo stalks, so tall I swear they touch heaven. In summertime, we eat sticky wet watermelon with our hands, smiling at each other through dewy lips. There are jeweled flowers in vases, they always die too soon. 3 of us fit on a low futon mattress. We tell stories until the stars wink at us. My mother plays the violin. I watch her fingers dance over the strings like tiny ballerinas. I want to stay here forever, but one day, when that orange cat takes his last breath, when I began clinging to the sheets of my bed, not wanting to fall, when those jeweled flowers die again, my home will be packed away, taken somewhere new.
Hello, my name is Sage. My piece is called Wolf. All Aquila wanted was to go on a normal hike in the forest, but he paused before entering to check all his supplies. His natural gray hair stood on edge when he walked into the forest. He heard low growling and some distant howling in the deeper parts of the forest. He kept walking, not giving any mind. He kept telling himself, "They are not that close yet." But when he rounded the corner, when the sun moved further west, without warning, he ran straight into a pack of wolves in front of their den. He hesitated, which was his biggest mistake. The wolf slowly looked at him, but he could not move a muscle. 3 wolves crept closer, noses to the ground. He could hear his heartbeat and his palms felt sweaty. He quickly snapped out of it, and he instantly turned and sprinted off. He paused, almost tripping over large roots in the ground. He noticed the sound of dead brown leaves in the far-off distance. After he took in a breath and calmed down, a stick snapped closely behind him. Aquila turned, ready for his fate, but the lead wolf only stepped out with no killing intent in his eyes. He sat, waiting. Then Aquila noticed he was asking for the jerky in his back pocket.
Hi, my name is Sam, and I have 2 pieces. The first one I'm reading is called The Collector. As the small silver coin was inserted into the machine, Cor looked up at it. It was almost beautiful, in a way. The skin of the machine a pale off-white, its mouth swallowing the silver food, and making a dinging sound as the mouth opened, revealing a small plastic cylinder in which a yellow tooth that used to belong to the human that became this dispenser lay. Cor's 8 eyes gazed down at the yellow rock, a left molar bearing a slight yellow scratch on the side, and a green tint around the gum area, and most importantly, the only missing human tooth in his collection. Cor snatched the cylinder with 2 enormous tentacles and raised it high, letting out a happy, shrill purring sound like rolling R's. The passers-by, taking confused glances at the enthusiast, they didn't understand why he loved these smelly old bones so much, but they were happy for him. After celebrating his discovery, Cora would pull out a small brown leather sack and place the tooth with the others, tying the sack with a tight, solid, dusty knot, buckling it to his belt. The second thing I will be reading is a poem about my watch, an ode to dear old Unreliable. Sometimes, half the time, maybe, who knows, you'll tell me the right time. Whenever you're in my hand, your metal gleams beautifully. Every time, all the time, yes, I'm sure, you'll tell me that I'm loved. Conjured by toiling hands, orange strap like a lizard, flying away from snails and boring classes on your hands, a gift of changing time, a foothold on slippery wind.
My name is Mackenzie, and I'm reading I Envy the Fire. I sometimes, too, wish I could light in flames. Picture me, spiraling in ruby, casting fluid air. A heart cooking slowly on a stick, punctured on impact, juicing and oozing over my fireplace. To sizzle, to feel everything which I've never felt. I wonder which is better. A spark burned from life to charred, or none, ever to begin with. A pit so lonely, she reached contentment.
I'm Ellie, and I'm reading a poem called Sun. I can see myself in that moment, messy button boots. I tiptoe down the hall. There's no creaks on these concrete floors. The sun is about to say hello. I can already feel the morning dew soaking through my shoes. One last glance at paradise. The sky is on fire. What if I just went, slip through the door, and fall asleep again? What if I just went? I shake my head and fall asleep again. I feel the sun burning my back. Through my shirt, I shake my head. I tiptoe down the hall. I see myself in that moment. I feel the sun burning my back.
This is another piece I have called Summer of 2019. I don't remember where I was born. Marmalade memories that fade too fast. Childhood dreams that never happened. Running through sprinklers on freshly shaved grass. Marmalade memories that fade too fast. Crunchy oak leaves and warm lavender weather. Running through sprinklers on freshly shaved grass. Asleep in our tent, the night a shimmering obsidian. Crunchy oak leaves and warm lavender weather. A tender bed, a huge blanket to hide under. Asleep in our tent, the night a shimmering obsidian. Woken by golden light, a choir of finches. A tender bed, a huge blanket to hide under. A purple hippo, his calm eyes guide me. Woken by golden light, a choir of finches. A floor of carpet pressing on our feet. A purple hippo, his calm eyes guide me. Childhood dreams that never happened. A floor of carpet pressing on our feet. I don't remember where I was born.
Okay, this is a piece that I have called Just a Mist. The first rain after a scorching summer, just a mist gets us thrilled. Memories of San Francisco, the low fog on people's minds. Remember the storming silence, making tea with brown sugar, watching waterfall.
This is an untitled
titled piece that I have. Hidden behind doors locked he sits, mascara run down cheeks, a sob stuck in throats raw, and body's blood. And in the hallway he lingers with question-coated lips, too afraid to speak out into night's sharpening hold. And in secrets he speaks, but only to himself, shame holding his tongue. To tell the truth would be to accept it. And in stomach's solitude he waits for sleep to follow, as it always does in the worst of moments. But in red brick's embrace he stands, a fresh start, like rivers rapids, a Narcissian reflection, a bud unbloomed, sprouting.
Tomorrow, when they find me, no one will remember. I was not born with this tiredness, carried between my arms. No one will remember sleepless nights, carried between my arms and unfinished stories. Sleepless nights, a child never wanted, unfinished stories. My bedroom hardly fits 6 people. A child never wanted, history follows me closely. My bedroom hardly fits 6 people. I am left to wonder. History follows me closely. I was not born with this tiredness. I'm left to wonder tomorrow when they find me.
This is a blackout poem that I created. Yeah, same old story. She shook her head toward the garden. Late spring crops peer over the edge. He watched ever faithful Fred, the reclusive life of a hermit, skillfully worked soil, tending herbs, delicate touch, fragrant morning air, closed eyes, and envisioned the castle as it was so long ago, vibrant and with life and activity.
And that was our last piece for you. Thank you for coming today, and I'm really excited for the rest of the gallery.
Hi everybody, welcome to our photography zine slideshow today. All of our photographers are going to be showing you their lovely zines, which is basically pictures they've taken throughout the session, which kind of sums up some ideas and expression of the session.
My name is Sasha, and I'm one half of the photography counseling team. And this is my zine, which I titled Retrograde because I thought it was a good kind of expression of how I felt about YMA this year. Because retrograde is kind of a period of time where things are different and seem backwards. And being a first-time counselor who was also my first time in photography, I felt very backwards and kind of thrown out. But I found beauty in it, like the flip-flop kind of shows the backwardsness of how I felt, but how it kind of progressed, and I showed this through the different layering of photos that I found and the different expressions and shapes that I wanted to create. I also used poetry to help emphasize the ideas because I feel like poetry really inspires me. Yeah, I really liked experimenting with different depths and shapes. The lovely Bridget also inspired me.
I did that last time too. Hello, I'm Bridget, and this is my zine I titled The Rush. I was inspired to make this zine in this way because this session has felt very fast-paced for me as a first-time counselor, and just taking things day by day, it felt like it flew by super fast. So I wanted the pictures in this zine to kind of represent the memories I had from each day. A lot of them from the very first day, because that was very memorable for me. And something else that really stuck out to me this year especially was noticing how integral mentorship is at YMA. So I included some photos of like teachers and their students and counselors and their students, because this year has given me a new appreciation for the mentorship in this program. And here's some photos from the mixer. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Violet, and this is my zine titled Vandal. I didn't really have a specific theme that I wanted to follow this year, so I just kind of like started drawing on my photos to make them more interesting. And because of that, I didn't have to limit the amount of photos that I wanted because not all of them fit a certain theme. This quote on this picture of Lila is from Shakespeare. It's about roses, which they're not roses, but I drew a bunch of flowers around it. This black and white shot is from the actor portraits that we did. Yeah, thank you.
Hi, my name's Avery, and this is my zine titled Music Capture. I called it Music Captured because the main theme is music. I followed Sebastian around for my doc project and took a bunch of photos of him on stage when I went backstage to watch the performances. I also added some photos that I felt needed adding. Thank you.
I'm Amara, and my zine is called Present Moments. In this zine, I was really inspired by just capturing those little moments in life that you oftentimes miss. Specifically, little moments with my friends, because they're such a big inspiration to me. And I really wanted to capture how I saw my friends through my eyes, because I feel like that's just a really great thing to be able to share with the world. Yeah.
Hi guys, my name is Charlie, and this is my zine, Fair Play, which is a phrase that Shakespeare invented. These first two photos are from when I visited Macbeth by myself, just to kind of capture my friend May in the moment of rehearsing for Macbeth. And both of the, or it's actually just one big quote split up, but this quote is from the play Macbeth that they are in. Both of these photos are from the actor portraits that we did a few days ago. And this is a mixture of like both of the times I went to see Macbeth. This is another quote from that show. These are some photos that I kind of just wanted to add because I really liked them. These are, I think most of them, or all of them are from Aqua Dodge. That's it. Thank you.
Hi, my name is You actually did it this time.
Hi, my name is Claire, and I named it Omnia because it means everything in Latin. Okay, I took a lot of pictures of dancers because I had been one in years past, so it was very interesting to like see from an outside point of view. And then I took a lot of pictures of plants and flowers just because I took it for granted other years. And me and my friend found a bug, named it Gertie, and we took pictures with people. And this is some theater and dance mixed together, and then some flowers and dance. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Reese. This is my zine, Carmen. I named it that because I thought it sounded cool. So my dog projects, we just followed a person around, not in a weird way, and took photos of them. And I did mine on Griffin. And I did some light painting, and then the photos on the right are from the talent show, because I went backstage and took photos of the dancers. I really like how they look here. This is musical theater and theater, and I did some more light painting. And on the left, I used Ace's lightsaber to like light paint, and that was really fun. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lila, and this is my zine called Saturated. So this year I had an interest in like angles in my photography and the way my subjects are lit. I hope you can see that throughout my zine. These first two photo shoots were unique because I didn't get to pose my subjects. I really enjoyed doing that and like lighting them a certain way, just like these ones. I love these ones because of how well they're lit. And then these ones I got to play around with like lower angles, which is really fun. And I love the contrast in these ones between the dancers against like this brutalist yellow structure thing. I think it looks super cool. And that is all. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nate. This is my first year taking photography, which is why it is titled Something New. I know, very clever of me. And the text got messed up, but yeah, so for the most part I just documented what I took here and experimented with stuff. Most of the photos you see were in the order they were taken. Also got to see new stuff by collaborating with other art forms, which was cool. And also experimented with light and collaborated with the dancers. And also took photos during CIT time. And this slide shows the two main things that I was interested in, lighting and CIT time. And that's me.
Hi, my name is Ruby, and my zine's called Digits of Light. I took a lot of pictures of flowers in like the sunlight, and with the dance pictures, I like to use different color lights to make them look cooler. And then I put some pictures of my friends in there and some funny photos too. And then at the Capitol, I really liked using these warm tone lights because it gave a different aesthetic. And then with the songwriting collaboration, I chose this spot because it gave autumn vibes. And then I just added shapes around my zine.
My name's William, and my zine is called Junk Drawer. And I named it that because every single page has a different like color theme or like tone. Like the one before that was like lighter, more like bright things, and this is like really bright, oversaturated stuff, and this is black and white. And all of them kind of have a theme where it's like different art forms that we've done. This is like character acting, this is dance and has a little bit of a warmer tone. This is acting and also has a little bit of a warmer tone, but like a little more like sunset vibes. And yeah, that's my zine.
Hello, I'm Faye. This is my zine. It's called In the Garden because it's pictures of plants. Weird, I know. Being out outside is just like an escape for me, so that was the main inspiration for this. Finding the details in plants and animals are some of my favorite memories. I would like to thank Maddie for taking pictures with me outside.
Hi, my name is Lily and my zine is called Friends in All Forms. I think a lot of times photography, specifically photography at camp, can separate the different art forms. And while that's fair because they're all very different and unique, I think recently I've been enjoying taking pictures that kind of bring all of the different art forms together as one group, because that's the way I view us and that's how I think everyone else should too.
Hi guys, I'm Ava. For my zine, it was all about expression, which is why it's called that. For my first weeks, for the time I spent at YMA, I spent most of my time documenting my friend Brixton, and I documented her expression and like passion in dance. And you can see that through the photos and like classes that I would visit her in. I really enjoy doing dancer portraits and really capturing her like in, the moment. These are just some other photos that I really wanted to include just because I liked them. I think they're cool. These are my honorable mentions. Shout out Mackenzie, Ace, and Denzel, and Giselle, even though she's not here. And a special mention to Sriracha and Mackenzie crawling on the ground because I think it's really cool. And that's the end. Just want to let you guys know that you can keep still like milling around in the gallery, but you cannot take the zines. They are just to look in. Yeah, thanks.
All right, find your groups and let's travel time. Yes.
Hello, camp.
Hi.
I'm Ember. I'm one of the creative writing counselors this year, and I'm joined by 6 other creative writing students. We have a few pieces we'd like to share with you today that we've been writing over the past couple of weeks, and I'll get us started with a story titled Robot Story. They don't know I'm a robot, sent to observe their behaviors for my planet. I'm an invader wearing the mask of honesty. It's too bad though. I think I like Earth a lot. I like salmon pink sunsets and star garden cities. I like blaring bird songs and chirping car horns. But I think a robot can only simulate feeling, so I'll never know I like those things for sure. When I'm going through my daily duties, I sometimes think to myself things like, I want to get a sunburn someday, or should I buy that Rubik's Cube I saw in that store window the other day? Does a robot have thoughts? If I could just break free of this anvil of knowledge that I'm not real and therefore not of value, I would feel better. But a robot will always be a robot. And does a robot need to feel better? I don't like when people try to get to know me. It makes me feel less like a program and more like something soft, organic. I do not appreciate the vulnerabilities of the so-called human experience. A short life and a quick, slow death. It's a never-ending but fleeting cycle that I've yet to crack the code on beating. But I do wonder, can a robot love? That's a human trial that I've always wondered about, that I would like to go through. But I think I know the answer to my question, and it makes me scared. It scares me so much late at night that I cry, just like a human. The truth is, I want a heart that quickens, whatever that means. I want to feel slashing winds against my face, the strain in my legs as I run to the top of a rolling hill. The smell of my own flowery perfume the copper taste of blood in my mouth. Do my wants give me flesh and blood, my fears, nerves, and a mind? I have thoughts, feelings, if they should be defined. Maybe I'm not a robot, just too scared to be human. Maybe my psyche is lost in my home, the endless, cloudy, star-scarred night sky. I have another poem titled Watercolor Woman. She's a muffled howl, the last embrace of water gliding off your body. Lungs filled with the sea, she still breathes. Light of the rules that keep us on land. Dusky evening drawn onto a glittering dawn. Flows through the churning rapids of rumor-slipped time. Watercolor woman, teach me how to dance. Use lake ripples as your skirts and lift me up to a green field sky, till all I know is the shrinking horizon. Though my shoulders are slumped, I'll twirl and spin. Through lily-soft air, the ground isn't here yet, so let's daydream dance while we wait.
Story of Narcissus. Weeds die, Narcissus coal, rumors in boughs of thistle, vermilion backwater blues, envy. Outstretched, mouthy rivers, serpent delirium, sit within thicket solitude, cursed. Living, hoping to float, and for beauty to reign, to touch opposing mirror side, flashing. Ode to motion blur. Of the gasping winter no one saw coming. Pitchy, scratched up voice. There's less frenzy now, the dad says. Motion blur. Pitchy, scratched up voice. Curling grief, throbbing fire. Motion blur. Dog forced to sit on his tail. Curling grief, throbbing fire, wine-red hunger stretched across dusty fur, dog forced to sit on his tail. Everest was a death wish. Wine-red hunger, ribs stretched across dusty fur, father in pure snow, letting son's only sibling out his misery. Everest was a death wish. Breathy fog and cold burning lungs, father in pure snow, letting son's only sibling out his misery. There's less frenzy now, the dad says. Breathy fog and cold burning lungs. Of the gasping winter no one saw coming. I've got one more. Blackout. Quiz Theo about grades and schoolwork and future. He could not imagine why one could want. Sure, Theo said, and thought, how odd. His brain was already overloaded, was scratching at the door, 5 days a week, 7 a.m. What does that mean?
Hi, I'm Louisa, and I'll be reading 2 pieces today. My first piece is called Gumball Girlfriend. Girlfriend, girlfriend, 25 cents. For those who can't get a girlfriend without a little help, buy now. The chippic pink gumball machine screeched. Charlie stared at the rusty appliance that sat inside the new magic shop he was writing about for his school's paper. He glanced around the eerily empty shop of weird knickknacks and faulty tricks. Charlie rummaged in his pocket for a quarter, but came up empty-handed. Need 25 cents, young man? Questioned a gravelly voice. Charlie inhaled sharply before slowly turning to face the man. He was short and old, dressed in a deep purple velvet robe and holding a cane. Yes, please, Charlie muttered, as the man pulled a coin purse out and proceeded to dump a large quantity of pennies into Charlie's open hands. I hope you get the girl of your dreams, kid. He tipped the ratty cap on his head and was gone. My second piece is called Manatee. She is willowy and soft, all rounded curves and sea spray. She tastes of brine, salty and deep, seeping into the cracks in your boat, the ones you patch with hope. Her sound is a hum, heard for miles by you, me, and all those close to the shore. She is peach-skinned, warmed by sunshine, and so ripe it's squishy. You pluck it off the branch and pack it up for a faraway picnic, one on the beach. Scalding sand slips inside your sandals to burn your feet and bite your heels. You run to the edge of the water, where waves lap at your toes, and watch the boats leave you behind for the open sea. Thank you.
Hello. It's Anya. Okay, I have two poems. My first one is called Sea Foam. She looks like a wave, sea foam flesh, enveloped by fluttering iridescent birds of the sea, shining and stretching in the sun, slippery seaweed, sparks of remembrance, feelings linger. And then my second one is called Forward to a Four, which is the creative writer. Cold feet, I can't feel my toes. My fingers follow. Pressing my hands against my neck, goosebumps water falling down my thighs. Should have checked the weather, but I couldn't, and I can't. So now my feet are cold, my legs are cold, my arms are cold. I should have worn thicker socks, the pink Hello Kitty ones with popcorn fabric on the inside. Then my feet wouldn't feel so cold.
Hi, I'm Petra, and I'll be reading one short story called Stapler. It had been a gift from her, if something so basic could be called a gift. It was a common black stapler, easily replaced for $12.99 at Walmart, yet it had followed him for 8 years now. He ran his fingers over the smooth plastic and the sharp metal where staples poked out their fangs. The biting clack of metal through paper cut across the otherwise empty room. In 2 years of working in this office, he had never once thought to decorate. The stapler was the only personal thing in it. He worked in a small gray box, 4 walls and 1 window showing him a dismal view of the street. His coat hung on a steel rack and his desk was sparse. The steady hum of a computer was the only sound. He inhaled deeply, trying to taste her perfume. Rose, she had said, and sandalwood. Esme. He sighed and spun the office chair slowly about, taking in each blank wall, a canvas, really. She'd wanted to be an artist, poking fun at his aspirations of being a private eye, the dreams he would pray for each night. Sometimes he wondered if she was the cost of them coming true. He spun again, closing his eyes this time. He felt untethered for the first time in weeks. He was a child again, laughing with her, twirling, skirts flying, and a teen watching her spotter paint her overalls. Because they're iconic. Esme, his sister, his friend. Esme Murphy, case closed. The newspapers had splattered his grief across dirty white pages, screaming headlines wherever he went. He would never close her case until she was found. Not as long as there was any chance. His feet touched the concrete, fingers brushing the stapler. He took from his wallet the one picture he always kept with him. Her, of course. Her tan skin and freckles, curly hair spilling out down her back and over her shoulders. Big, toothy grin. She was 19, a year before she vanished, and left the office by a friend.
Now I finally decorated.
Hi, my name is Avery, and I have 2 pieces for you today. The first one is called Tianmu. Tianmu, she's my best friend, been with me my whole life. She's far away a lot, and every time we're apart, I miss her. She's kind and she's complicated, mean every so often, but she always makes it up to me. She smells like exhaust, and convenience store tea eggs, and guava, and the brown sugar part of a tongyi pudding. Her eyes are green, sometimes bright, sometimes murky. Dense, close jungle, surrounded by white and fluffy fog. She's a bit of a hoarder. Her house is filled with rice cookers, an old newspaper, and all manner of things, once shiny new and now coated in dust, waiting forever to be used. She looks young, but she's actually quite old. Her edges are dilapidated and water-stained, time-worn, but still moving forward. I spill her my secrets during long nights filled with city lights, the cheery jingle of the garbage truck, the sound and blinking light of the AC, alley cats crying like their children have died. Sometimes I miss her so much that my throat goes sour, my eyes prickling and my nose filling with salt water. I love her so much, even when I see her, and all she does is make me feel like I don't belong. I'm proud to know her, but is she proud to know me? Although she's unfamiliar sometimes, with a whole other life I'm not always a part of, no matter how much she changes, no matter how much she tries to push me away, she'll always feel like home. Tianmu, the sweet Taiwan suburb. Between dreams, my ankles across her knees, chasing the sparkle of bubbles, condensation grazing your cheeks, cold caramel you hold on your tongue. Chasing the sparkle of bubbles, the smile I feel hollow without, cold caramel you hold on your tongue, 7 a.m. between dreams. The smile I feel hollow without, darkness when we were lips on teeth, 7 a.m. between dreams, dove silent, almost touching. Darkness when we were lips on teeth, running after something just out of reach. Dove silent, almost touching, every day tucked away for Sunday. Running after something just out of reach, condensation grazing your cheeks, every day tucked away for Sunday, my ankles across her knees.
Can you all hear me well? Yeah. I only have one piece. It's called Stitches. Time moves too gently here by the riverside. It's a commodity, delicate, barbed and opaque as the tiny clicking of butterfly legs on glass. It can be like Panic in Detroit, the screeching horns at the beginning of that Bowie song you sang for me, senseless, cold and callous, important and free, and rolling by and gone like the scruffy morning light outside the car window. Here by the river, cold and lonely together, reading poems I wrote for you. You look awful happy for a boy so in love, you say. I think the day I'm not in love is the day I die. Yes, time moves too gently here by your side. Where the honeydew glow of pierside streetlights fleet across the water into bohemian velvet, jewels scattering on an electric river, brittle and snarling glam rock chords. Time moves too gently here in your arms. like the summer night under the crackling stars, my head in your lap, tossing my hair into knots, as little stitches find their way down my fingers into yours, intertwined inexorably like time, and you, senseless, warm and joyful, important and free. I'm happy and in love, I say, here by the riverside. Thank you.
All right, you guys, one more round of snaps for our big breakers. Thank you. Okay, and that's all we have here for you in Hudson, and it was also the final stop of our showcase. So all of you must quickly head to the quad with your counselors. Thank you.